they were so nuts, man. But there's been so many instances like that in history of like groups of unbelievable savages that accomplished insane things just by pure barbarism and slaughter of innocent people.
Yeah.
Like the Mongols. I was watching something about Mongolia today. There was these guys who were fitness influencers went to go experience these Mongolian wrestlers. And these Mongolian wrestlers are like these giants of Mongolia, these fucking tanks. These dudes are throwing each other around, and they got to like eat food with them and hang out with them and experience it. Like that's what's left over.
Did you ever watch Marco Polo?
No, I watched a little bit of it. I watched the beginning of it.
But I don't know what happened. It didn't get, but it was really, really good at Genghis Khan. And I think you've talked about, it's like, isn't it 1/8 of the world's population?
10%.
Yeah.
I think he was dealing with Genghis Khan's son.
Insane.
I think he was dealing with Genghis Khan's son. I think it was already, the empire was already in decline by that time. You know, it's like once Genghis Khan died, his sons took over, his family took over, and then it kind of fell apart after a while because you need a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
You need a guy who's got DNA. And what was the number, Jamie, when we last looked at like what percentage of the population in Asia has Genghis Khan's DNA? It's something nuts. Like 5% of everybody. So like still has it. This fucking guy who lived in what, 1200? When did Genghis Khan live? I think it was 1200.
Yeah.
So all these years later, this dude has 5%.
Wasn't it? Was it you and I that were talking about if you go back to like ancient Mesopotamia, it's only like 50-something humans ago if you base it off people living to be 100?
Yeah.
It's not. It's nothing.
It's nothing. Okay, it's more than that. It's 5% of the male. 5% of the male population worldwide.
0.5%.
0.5%. Right, not 5%. Worldwide. But what is it in Asia?
That is still crazy.
0.5% of the male population worldwide. But what is it in Asia? In Asia, I think it's nuts.
8% maybe?
Is that what it says? Okay. 8%. That's nuts. So 750 years of Genghis Khan's heritage, this mutation occurred in 8% of males in 16 different populations that were being studied. So 0.5% of everyone on Earth, 8% of people that live there.
That is insane.
So like, what was it like when he was alive? Was everybody fucking their cousin because you like couldn't help it? Because Genghis Khan fucked everybody? So he would, when they would conquer a town, he would take everyone's wife.
Yeah.
He would just kill all the men, fuck all the ladies. They all became his wives.
Yeah.
And he just did that everywhere he went.
They that was in they did that in Ireland too. The British royalty or aristocrats would impregnate the Irishmen on the night of their wedding. They would impregnate their wives.
Oh, Jesus.
That was where that's what Braveheart was about. He came back and I'm blanking out on his name, but fought for the Irish because they were basically raping their wives and making sure that they were raising British noble-born instead of Irish.
Oh my God.
people.
I just listened to a book on this. It's one of the myths that come from that. Not that it never happened, but they said that it didn't really happen.
Jamie's a party pooper. Y'all notice that?
They were going this
Fact checker Jamie.
It was a great courses on Audible. It was going through all the
But and if you look at
like
they didn't really get into in the movie, but when we did Europe, we did a tour where they were breaking down like how bad they tortured him and mutilated him in a public setting prior to killing him.
William Wallace?
Oh my God, it's brutal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
What's the myth aspect of it?
Oh, about that they like raped the peasants' wives or whatever on their wedding days. Like there might have been one king or a couple like aristocratic type people that might have been dickheads and did it, but it wasn't like a thing that happened
regularly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a pandemic of rape.
Right. There was a lot of raping going on.
Well, there was
custom,
I mean, if you go back long enough, it's all rape.
Yeah.
You know, like how far do you have to go back in human history? Like, was there any cave people that were like male feminists? Right? They were barbaric. They killed each other. They stole wives. I remember reading this book about Comanche where they were talking about this one Comanche warrior who wanted this other Comanche's wife. So he killed the guy and ate a piece of his heart and then took his wife. Like that was humans. That's what humans did.
I will tell you, I know you had him on, but Empire of the Summer Moon, I'm so excited for that to come out as a series. Who's
directing it? Is that Taylor Sheridan?
Yeah, Taylor Sheridan.
And if they do it,
Which would
and
be
Taylor's
so
going to do it by the book.
Yeah.
I know Taylor. He'll do it by the book. By the way, he's got a great steakhouse. He just opened up in Vegas. The 4-6 Steakhouse. I think it's like a pop-up right now, but we ate at it last time we were in Vegas. It's fucking great. It's all meat from his ranch. What a cool
that's
guy.
sick. That's
Cool
sick.
guy. Got his own
Yeah.
ranch.
Yeah.
Makes a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Supplies the meat. It's fucking
He's
incredible.
brilliant. And then he also leases the horses and the livestock and all of that to Paramount.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, and his ranch he leases to Paramount, which is brilliant because he is a real cowboy with real cowboys that he, and I also love that he casts real cowboys into the subsidiary roles or the supporting roles of the
Dude,
shows.
he's a cowboy at a ranch a friend of mine works at in California.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He like did real cowboy work
Oh, that's funny.
before he ever
Well, if
made it
you
in
watch
show
him on a
business.
horse when he's doing
Oh,
all his
yeah.
crazy horse stuff, I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's wild how
Yeah.
awesome his horses are that he's trained.
He's a great podcast guest too. Very interesting guy. Super fucking smart. And those shows, all the Yellowstone shows are fucking incredible. And the new ones are the best ones. Like if you go to like from Yellowstone was great, and then there was 1883 was great.
Yeah.
And then the last one, the 1923,
Yeah.
the Harrison Ford one,
Yeah.
that's fucking great.
Yeah.
They're all great. They just get better.
It was-
I think
they-
1883 is the most recent, and that's my favorite. That's the one when
Yeah.
the family was making a cross.
Yeah, I love because it shows how it just shows the reality of how hard life was. I
Yeah.
mean, it was brutal for everyone there. Like, God, it was
Unbelievable
brutal times.
and so accurate, like so accurate as to how people died and what they dealt with, and fuck, man, people falling off wagons, getting run over by the wheels, like that kind of shit.
That's
Like,
why if you've ever
Jesus.
played Oregon Trail in elementary school, or that's what they had when I was in elementary school, and I would always die of syphilis or dysentery. I would never survive dysentery or what was it? Dysentery and or you get killed by Indians or whatever it is. But you look at how statistically unlikely it is that we're all here.
Right.
And I got to believe it's for a reason. We got to be here for something, right? We got to be. And I don't want us to squander
at the very
it.
least, if we're not here for something, at the very least, we can maximize our time here. You know, one of the things, the reason why this is very important to me is everything I do, I need energy. Everything I do.
Mm-hmm.
I need a lot of energy. I need a lot of energy to do stand-up. I need a lot of energy to do jiu-jitsu. I need a lot of energy to do archery. I need a lot of energy to do podcasts. I need a lot of energy to do UFC shows. If you're weak and tired, you won't be as good at anything you do.